Okay. Hello, everybody out there who's possibly viewing this video. This is going to be my second video on my profile since I started this YouTube account. Those of you who might have already known me from my first video, it was about basically me trying to briefly as I possibly can explain my twin flame experience at the time. And I totally it's something I had to get out of off my chest and out of my head. But I felt way better. This video, so far the video almost has 400 views, which is pretty good to me. That means that if they finish the video, that's 400 people that I hopefully have helped. Or it's people that search the topic twin flame and kind of want to see my take on the whole thing. Hopefully I helped. But this video I'm urged to make is going to be about more or less the other terms, as opposed to the twin flames. There are the other people that you might meet or are destined to meet, called, for example, soulmates, or we have the term karmic partners. We have kindred spirits. So there's different types of things, not just twin flames. The twin flame, from what I understand, there's only one. And there are many people who can relate to me, who are similar to me in the way I think and the way we feel, that there's only one twin flame, and you kind of mess up the whole thing when you start disagreeing about who your twin flame is just because they didn't work out. Things didn't work out between them, or you feel dissatisfied about who they are. So right away people started, you might see it a lot. People start trying to jump from twin flame to twin flame, like you have multiple ones. But in my opinion, as messed up as they can be, even after the things you find out about them, it's not all fairy tales and fantasies. No matter what, no matter how bad they are compared to you, they are still your twin flame, no matter what. No, I don't care who you go trying to look for, forcing. There's only one twin flame. So anyways, where I'm trying to go with this, some of these people could be confused. They could be your soulmates or karmic partners. I would like to start off by explaining what these different partners are and what they could be in your life, and then from there I'd like to kind of hopefully explain where I am in my position right now, to hopefully help anybody else going through a similar situation that I'm going through. So basically what I want to say is, so for example, you have your twin flame. You should watch my first video explaining that. I don't really want to explain too much about what a twin flame is. So if you really want to know more about the twin flame topic, please watch that video, my first video. And it's called My Twin Flame Story. But what I want to talk about is soulmates, or possibly karmic partners. So, for example, when you start the twin flame journey and you meet your twin flame, there are many situations out there that people are going through where these people are already in a relationship with somebody, and then they meet you. And there goes this huge connection. There's nothing that can beat the twin flame connection. So right away, if they're with somebody, say you meet somebody and you're single, and they've been with somebody for a while, and then they meet you, then they just fall in love with you. No explanation needed. And they're already with somebody. Then that creates what we call the third party situation. The term you hear a lot when you're on this journey watching these videos. There's the third party situation. The third wheel, people have called it before. But what happens is there's only a connection between two, but there's always that third thing getting in the way, which makes the twin flame journey very difficult, because a lot of people get caught up in thinking and have a misconstrued conception of what love is. That's what I call it. Because say, for example, in the 3D realm, you meet somebody, you don't feel like you necessarily love them. You just feel like you're attracted to them physically. And that's basically the wrong thing to do, because as you can see, as most people can see, we're adults. Many people are adults these days, and they've been through relationships. Things don't really work out that way. You find out people's true colors, that term, the true colors. Well, yeah, so you meet somebody through attraction and you end up finding out you really don't like each other at all. Or, you end up assuming that, oh, love comes later. Love will come later, right? We're all taught that. But when you're spiritual, when you're highly spiritual and you can connect through the spirit before you do anything physical, that's a gift, because you can love somebody before you find out who they are. And it skips all the horrible process. It skips the whole horrible process that people go through when when they're trying to date somebody and fall in love and get married. Things get messed up after they have the kids, after they get married. You want to avoid that as much as possible in this life. So it's beautiful to have spiritual abilities and to be open to, whatever you want to call it, your third eye or the spirit realm, to God. You're very, so, you know who you're meeting. You know who you're falling in love with before you meet them. The beautiful, for example, from my experience, I could meet somebody and I know that I love them before I know them. And sometimes you can't ignore red flags, but the bottom line is you love them, and there's a reason for it. So what you do is you end up, you kind of hide that away, and you try to meet this person as casually as you can. And you end up finding out the love that you feel is totally real. It's legit, because you end up finding out they like things that you like. They like to do the things you do. You both are very similar. You get along. They end up really liking you too. So it's like, it's that little thing in the back of that little feeling that you get when you know you're going to love this person, and you end up finding out more and more things about them and finding more and more reasons to love them. So, for example, you can meet soulmates like this. You meet soulmates opposed to your twin flame. There are people who are they say that you could have known each other in past lives or been family members in another life, if you believe in that. But sometimes I believe that sometimes you meet people that you're on the same frequency with. You could be on a really high frequency and nobody can see you or understand you. You become alone, and then here comes this other person that's been living in the same world as you this whole time, having to hide who they truly are just to get along in this weird 3D world and not seem so weird and crazy. And then they meet you and you both kind of realize that you're both doing the same thing. You both want to open up and be who you are with each other. You end up doing that with each other, which creates this intense bond that nobody can break, and which can cause a lot of trouble if you make this bond while you're in physical relationships with other people that are not working out, that are not good for you. I mean, it depends on what you want to consider is good or bad. For example, you can be in a relationship you have plenty of money and you're well provided for, you have a place to live, always food to eat, there's always money coming in, you're not going to have to worry about that. But see, we're taught that that's good, that's stability, that's security. For the people who are insecure, that's what they look for: money, a place to live. But sometimes sometimes you can be a highly spiritual person, and there is not a goddamn thing that money or that this world can do for you to fill that void while you're on that journey. You can be on this spirit, you could be meant for so much, to do so much in this world spiritual wise, and you're caught up within a world where you have everything, you're surrounded by everything you need, and you will be so unhappy. There would be nothing you can do until, say, you meet this soulmate, and then your whole world gets flipped upside down, and then you realize this is true happiness in this person, and I've built this life that I have now, wasting time listening to other people and letting them tell me what true happiness is meant to be, when I couldn't even just discover it for myself. So yes, there's soulmates, there's these strong bonds, and I hope that people can relate to what I'm saying, because as of right now, for me, I'm on my whole twin flame journey is on like a hiatus, has been, or what some people call separation, and it's completely necessary. It's completely healthy, because they say you have to go through separation to understand. You need to heal yourselves before you can get back together. So for me, I don't know how my twin's going to be able to do it, but the way they left on that note where it was like we never even got a chance to get to know each other. So it's like, I wonder how they're ever going to be able to introduce themselves back into my life. That was a bad way to leave, before we can even ever get to know each other. They cut it off early, but I mean, I'm kind of fortunate that it happened that way, because we avoided a lot of drama that could have happened. We dodged a lot of bullets. We canceled out a lot of hurt that could have been created between us. So, I'm still hurt about it, because, it's like spiritually, I felt like, you have to go through a spiritual divorce with that person. But on this hiatus, you can say I've met, even while I was around my twin flame, there are multiple soulmates that start to enter your life. And sometimes they're not good for you. It's not a beautiful connection like you'd hope it to be. So not to taint the beautiful term of what a soulmate can be. People, I believe, created this term karmic partners, where it's based off of the word karma. So karma, you say you have good karma and bad karma. These karmic partners are meant to teach you stuff. So they come into your life, they start off to look like it's something really good, really beautiful. It could be all physical attraction and toxicity, all covered in toxicity. Because, for example, if you're meant to learn tough lessons, you're going to get a karmic partner. You're going to find somebody who's going to want to use you, and they see you for who you are, and you kind of fall for it, because they they could be so beautiful. They could have a beautiful body. They could be so attractive, and it's going to be something not good for you, but you do it anyways. And they kind of find vulnerable spots in you, and sometimes they know they're not good for you, and that's what makes them so karmic. It's like, they're not good for you, but I guess God sends them, or whatever you want to call it, into your life there's lessons that they have to teach you. You'll be okay, you'll survive. No, whatever kind of damage that they can do, you'll be okay. They won't kill you. They just break your heart, or break you down, But on these journeys, there's nothing bad, there's no losses that can ever be made. There's only lessons. And so, for example, I would like to tell a few of my stories, my situations. So, to start off, one of my first karmic partners that I could actually consider a true karmic or a soulmate type connection was after meeting my twin flame. I hope that this video won't be long, but stick with me. So this person, I don't want to say any names. So I already knew that there was my twin flame, and I was working with that person at the time. So someone else kind of popped into my life, which was strange to me, because they say the twin flame connection is supposed to be like so strong and nothing can break it, which was true to me. While I was around my twin flame, this was the only person that I can really think of and feel attraction for. And there was lots of other girls around, there was lots of other people around, but they were very attractive, but I couldn't find that attraction, the same amount that I had for my twin flame, which made it incredible. Then, while I was assuming that nothing can beat this connection, here came along somebody literally interrupted the whole connection. They rocked it. They rocked the whole thing. If you're spiritual, you know what I mean. This person tried to butt in and squeeze their way into my life, and which creeped me out is that this person was with somebody, and they were with somebody that I know. They were considered, I guess, who you can consider a friend's girlfriend. And trust me, I swear, I based my whole life on being an honest person, and never ever wanted to ever get into those, and never assuming I would ever get into those type of situations. So you can imagine how crazy my life was starting to feel when I was in this twin flame journey, trying to figure it out. And then here came another person and trying to squeeze me, trying to just do this. It just felt so wrong. I don't know. It was very strange to me. It was so new to me that this person was very attractive. How can I not fall for it, especially when I'm being hurt by this connection that I can't understand. The person's not cooperating or understanding it the way I do. They just probably think I'm just this crazy person just trying to follow them all the time and get to know them and bugging them. Why would I want to look like that? You know what I mean? So here came this other person giving me more attention, making it easier for me to, I guess, fill the void. They tempted me. They would start calling me and texting me, and it just felt so weird. At first I thought, okay, maybe we're just going to be friends, and I never really felt that way about this person until they started giving me attention. And that's my biggest weakness. If any girl knew that, the more attention you give me, the more attention I give back. I don't really care that much about looks, but this person was pretty attractive. And so this person literally butted in to the whole twin flame journey. Even though my twin wasn't really cooperating the way I did, I could literally see the fact that I was kind of start tearing away from this connection. I can see the reaction from my twin. You're all connected. You're very spiritually connected, whether they will admit it or not. The whole time I could feel my twin not coming to me, which made me upset every night. Spiritually, you can feel it. They're not wanting to commit. They don't want to understand it. They really don't. So it's a good aha moment for the other side when you finally find a reason to start looking after yourself, So as, for example, another girl coming into the picture, truly giving you attention, and you is starting to take your heart away and your attention and your feelings, they feel it. I've seen it on my twin. I've seen her almost want to collapse, and I've asked her, "Are you okay?" Or she says, "Was something wrong?" And they just say, "Oh no, something was in my eye," and they're about to cry. They know you just came back from seeing this other person. So, which was it was a very strange, it was a learning experience to me to figure out what was going on. But anyways, this person came into my dreams. I had a very vivid dream about this person, and it was sexual. And at the time we were communicating. So this soulmate or karmic partner, whatever it was, I jumped to it. It felt juicy. It felt good. It felt like I don't know, but you knew it was bad. It was based off of everything bad. Being your friend's girlfriend, you're like, what is she trying to do? So, but you just go for it. And things led to crazy situations. We would sneak around and go out on weird dates. And I was just happy because I was finally getting more attention from somebody than my twin was ever giving me. You don't want to deal with the hurt anymore. So, that's just one example, but things between me and that person got messed up because I don't know, I self-sabotaged that situation, thinking if I can sabotage this situation, maybe my twin will finally commit the way I wanted to, which was the stupidest thing I could ever do at the time. I should have never done that. My twin never ever, they'll probably want you to do it spiritually. Maybe that's what I was picking up on, but physically it would never matter. It would never make a difference. All I did was hurt this person for no reason. This other person, they weren't going to leave their boyfriend for me, but at the same time, maybe it's because I started catching feelings and I wanted something more, so it wasn't going to happen. I just didn't accept it for the way it was. But that's just one example of a strange soulmate. So it could only be the only person that could ever interfere with your twin flame is something else that powerful, not a normal person. She had to have been something. The connection was so strong that when you think about this person, all of a sudden they text you, or you think about each other, a lot. So whether or not something comes in between the way to make you want to walk away from this, it happens. Maybe we'll meet again. There's other times where you might be able to meet again, but there has been other soulmates. So that was one example. Another example I want to give now is that there's a soulmate that I've been dealing with for quite a while now. I know this is a soulmate because I had a dream about this person before I even met them. So how do I know that? Well, in the dream, I knew that I didn't know this person. Wait, and before I would like to talk about this. I was having dreams about my actual twin flame before this person. So I remember having. There was a vivid dream about my twin flame. Basically, the bottom line was that about this lesson. There's always lessons in these dreams. No matter what's going on, you have to figure out what was the language, what was the message, what was it trying to tell you. The basic lesson I got from my dream with this twin flame was that this person has not changed. This person is going to treat you the same way because, for example, in this dream with my twin flame, all I remember is that there was a party, and I think maybe I had something to do with hosting it, or it was probably my birthday or something, my house, something like that. And there was lots of people around. Well, my twin flame shows up and just passes right by me, walks right by me with this little eager look on her face and acts like I wasn't even there, which is something she would have done in real life. And mind you, this is a dream, so do I call it a nightmare? Because aren't dreams supposed to be something you want, something good that you've wanted to happen? Why is it going to be something? Why was I forced to dream about something bad that happens to me? I had to sit through watching my twin flame go socialize in this my own party, and then at the end of the night wouldn't even talk to me, like just disappeared. And she would have done that in real life. Like I would assume that she went to go sleep, but she's sleeping with somebody at the end of the night and didn't even talk to me, And I just woke up like, that was a horrible dream. Why would I have, but I knew what it was trying to tell me. Your twin flame's not ready. They're just going to be the same old person, despite being almost a whole year, and you were hoping that this person would just figure it out. You kind of finally just separate to hope you don't want to be in the way anymore. You don't want to look like you're a crazy person. You want to let them just figure it out. Let God send them the messages all on their own. Well, then another dream happened. This dream was beautiful. One of the most beautiful dreams I have ever had. I was laying in bed and someone was sitting over me. It was a girl. She was just looking at me, and I didn't know who this person was, so it seems like a blur. When your brain, you don't have any actual physical memory of the person, you just see a blur. I just remember seeing eyes and eyelashes, these eager eyes just staring at me with a smile, and I'm like, who is this person? Who are you? And in the dream, I didn't ask that, but I was laying there while this person's sitting over me, staring at me like I was just like everything they've ever wanted. I was like their happiness. And this person was just kissing me, like passionately. As I lay back in bed, this person would just kiss me with her eyes open, just staring at me. And I remember being so confused, like, who are you? Why do you love me so much? And it was such a contradicting feeling for me because I wanted love. I was craving love, yet it came to me in this person. And I felt it in the dream. It felt like, as a vivid dream, it felt real. I could feel it physically in my heart. The love, the passion that this person is giving to me, sensually kissing me and staring at me like I'm the prize. But yet my reaction to her in the dream was like, my face was just so confused, like this, like staring at her, trying to figure her out. Like, I understand this is what I want, but why are you giving it to me? And who are you? And what is this? I just was so confused. I couldn't accept it. But this person would just keep smiling at me and kissing me. They would stop for a second, keep looking at me, and would just keep going. So whatever, it was a beautiful feeling. So that person, I felt like I was supposed to meet them. And ever since that dream, I was going around looking for them in other people because I really couldn't see their full face. I just remember red lipstick. For some reason, the person in the dream had red lipstick. Maybe it was trying to tell me something about this person. And I just remember their eyelashes. They weren't like big or long. I just kind of remember them. There's just certain look about this person. Turns out I met this person eventually. and we gravitated towards each other. And so, you know, the reason why I'm trying to explain this off the topic of twin flames is because maybe, you know, you're so hurt from your twin flame journey. You know, you just don't know what's going on anymore. Am I supposed to be with my twin flame or am I not? Am I supposed to be with somebody else or am I not? Which has been so hard. I hope somebody can relate. I know there's somebody that can relate to this, but I hope there's many more people that are going to end up watching this video and that can relate to what I'm saying. It creates a big warfare in the spiritual realm. Your twin flame's like, this twin flame who left you in the beginning starts to feel you going away too. You know, it's just so confusing. And you just left with this, you know, you just go with what your heart wants. And so I met this person and we've gotten real close. You know, you don't even, and yet again, this person, I met another person who's in a relationship. Like I've explained before in the beginning of this video, what that can do when it comes to these spiritual bonds, and it causes a lot of trouble. You just want to love unconditionally, but the outside world just thinks you want something else, and you're trying to have sex with this person, or you're sneaking around, and honestly, it's just this bond that you can't explain or break, or, you know, it can't make sense of. So things are rough right now because this person, maybe these other people, you can be more spiritually knowledgeable about these things and come up with reasons why they're happening, or make videos like this and come up with terms. But these other people you meet might not be as on the up and up as you about these things. They don't understand. They won't understand the intense emotions that they have for you. They can't find a term or a reason for it. So things just happen. Things go the wrong way. So like right now, for example, I feel like I've been on bad terms with this person because the situation that we're in is causing disagreements. And all I really want to do, I can care more or less about what happens to me. I mean, like, I care more that me and this person get along. I hate conflict. So the fact that sometimes you start to create conflict, they might want to create conflict to try to feel like they're avoiding the feelings they have for you. And it's just so self-sabotaging. It's horrible. It's heartbreaking. You know, because you deny that something's even happening, but it's there. So you try to act tough and stern and try to cut the person off to act like you really don't need them. Like, well, I'm in a situation anyways. This is nothing. This is all just fantasy. And you're really hurting the person. For example, like me, if this person I know now, this new soulmate, wants to act real stern with me now, or something happened, or something's going on in their life that they can't explain, and it's not, we've met at the wrong time because the love they feel for me just wouldn't make sense with the situation that they're in now, and they don't see them. There's so much bad in between in the physical realm compared to the spiritual realm that you could just hurt each other by, you can break hearts. And that's where I'm at right now with my soulmate. I feel real eager to make this message and get it out, and talk about this a little bit. So feel free to comment, below about anything about these topics. So I just want to end it on this note where it's like we have to always be forgiving. Who you're meant to be with, will show up. You can't really force anything. It's going to drive you crazy trying to figure out who you're meant to be with, because all you're really at the end of the day, if you're taking care of yourself, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, someone will find you eventually. I ended up finding this person that I dreamt of somehow randomly, not knowing I was ever going to meet them. And they've been healing me from the whole hurt of the twin flame situation. But now it seems like it's going to be an endless cycle of more hurt. I just got healed from one situation for this person to hurt me too, because they don't understand the connection. They don't understand what this is. So I plan to heal the situation the best way I can. I just don't want to fight. I'm tired of being heartbroken. I've been looking for somebody to express my love to without them going so crazy. You know, there's been so many times when you try to say, you finally use that word love, and they think you're just trying to get something out of them. They think you're trying to trap them. They think you're just, manipulating them. So saying that you love, as many times as people have ran from me when, after you decide to try to express that to them, this is the one person I think I'll be able to do that to. I just want to let them know that I love them, and it's honest love, and I'm not trying to make them do anything, or I'm not trying to do anything. They just need to know that, because you don't know what they're going through. They just want to know maybe it might help them that they're loved, no matter what. So I know that this person loved me, but they might, you can't do that. You can't scare them away. I feel like I can't scare them away, because you don't want people to turn around and just say, that's not love. I was just being nice. So sometimes you don't have to validate it. You don't have to verify it. You just have to let it be sometimes. So I'm hoping that, I don't even know what I'm really going at with this video, but I'm hoping it helps somehow. And I hope to make more videos soon on any of these topics as soon as I think of one to make. So that's the end of this video about soulmates and karmic partners. There's probably a lot more that I can cover on it, but that's all I can think of right now, and I don't want to make the video too long. So thank you.